Hello, hello. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Guys, can you guys say something?
Something.
Yep.
Hello, hello.
Okay. Hopefully we're coming through nice and clear. We've been hitting some last minute technical issues. We did 2 different rehearsals and everything was fine. And then we started off tonight, big show ahead of us, and everything went crazy. So we're going to try to get through this the best we can. And I'll be having a lot to work to do this week to make sure everything is fixed for next time. But yeah, first I realized there's no music coming through, so I will fix that. But yeah, we got a great show ahead of us. Does anyone here have any announcements they want to make while I quickly fix our audio? Because I'm realizing we don't have music coming through at all.
Yes, I would like to make an announcement.
Oh. All right.
This is just for chat.
Go ahead, Daniel.
I was just gonna say Nightbot is acting up and hates capital letters and emotes, so I guess don't do that.
It hates emotes?
If you couldn't tell.
Yeah, if people put more than like 3 emotes, it says it's spamming.
Well, that's real dumb because we have awesome new emotes.
We really
and
do.
I want you all to spam them. Let's see.
Just do 3. Do 3 emotes at a time.
3 at a
Maybe.
time.
Here, guys, I'll be the example. Don't lead by this example. There I am.
Hey, that's 4. That's 4.
Timed out.
Do 3 emotes.
Let me just see.
4 emotes.
But there are so many nice emotes. How can we pick just
Only
3?
9 minutes and 45 seconds left until
You just
I am
found on separate messages. Hold on, I'm trying to untime you out. Jeez, chill.
I've got a quick
Stop spamming the chat.
Go for it.
Okay, go ahead, Daniel.
Hey everyone, remember if you enjoyed the first season that we are available to be voted for the Crit Awards. We've been campaigning for that, so obviously our amazing
It ends tonight.
It ends tonight. Tonight's the last night. If you haven't voted yet, you can consider watching a little bit of this episode as a little sampler. Maybe see if that sways your vote. But also remember, we're trying to get Meadow here for best player as well as well as our entire production. And we'd be very, very grateful for you doing that. Yeah, let's do the announcement.
By the way, I think I turned off the Nightbot issue, so we should be good on emotes. Emote and use capital letters as much as you want. Yep, there we go. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay, that's one thing fixed. All right. So, I have so much to share with you guys. The first big thing is some fan art that we got. By the way, hi everybody, we're back. Forgotten Adventures is putting together this awesome stream, and we are so lucky to be here. And some of the people at Forgotten Adventures make art of our characters, and that art is not expected, but whenever we get it, it's freaking amazing. So I am going to pull that up as quickly as I can. Because of the last minute issues we had, I was not able to set this up. But I have it right here. And we have a new player joining us. Actually, James, do you want to introduce yourself while we're setting this up?
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, everybody. My name is James. I am so happy to be joining Fears and Fortunes for Season 2. I am thrilled to be here. For those of you who are not familiar with my face, you can get familiar with my face at RPG Familiar, which is my YouTube channel, or also just on Instagram as TTRPGJames. But overall, just thrilled to be a part of the story. I can't wait to see how my character interacts with all the other ones and kind of like mesh into the mold that you've all already established. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I have incredible art to show off. I'm going to add that onto the screen now. Brace yourself. This is new art that we got. If you've watched the trailer for today, you already saw it. But I told the players, I was like, hey, if you don't want spoilers for the art, do not watch the trailer that I'm putting up today. So hopefully none of them did that. But without further ado, here we go. Here it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up.
Android Grace made this for us. Oh my god, it's amazing. We'll get the zoom ins here.
Can I take a personal moment?
Enhance the pain.
We got to
Oh
show
my
this,
God.
The Jedi.
right? Grace let me use it for the promo, but she said before you do that, you have to show Adam and you have to record his reaction, and we did that privately offline. And yeah, I mean, just from right here. By the way, there's her awesome signature on her art, and just from the blood, just going up to the devastated face, and then finally the full view. I got to give Adam the great news that he's finally a Force ghost. He's a hyper Star Wars fan, so that was a dream come true. And yeah,
dream come true.
Dream come true. You guys okay? Is that a good way to start?
No.
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 Yeah, I think
I love
we're,
it. That's
we're
incredible.
done.
Yeah. What do you
done
mean?
here.
What do you mean?
We're done? No, we're just getting started.
It was so good to
when's the
say
fortune
hi.
part?
I gotta go.
Here's the fortune part. Okay, well, you know, I had fun.
I bet you did.
So yeah, that's amazing. I think that's all we have heard of. Oh wait, that's not it. We have more for announcements. Because we have something very cool coming, which is the new show that we're starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, we have a new show. It's starting Sunday, and they're going to be joining us. It's going to be great. Defenders of Phandelver. We have a whole new cast for that. Some of those people were wonderfully recommended by the players we have here on this show, so I've been really getting to know them. We've had a whole bunch of practice sessions and coming up with art and characters and backstories. We have new tokens for them as well, so that will be starting Sunday. And if you are watching this on on YouTube or on VOD, because maybe you're in Europe and you don't get to watch our stream live at 9 p.m. Eastern, well, this show is going to be happening at 11 a.m. Eastern on Sundays. So if you're in Europe, this is the show for you, because we will be actually doing it live at a time that you can tune in for it. And if you're in the United States, you know, it's a wonderful Sunday morning cartoon show basically to watch. It's going to have tons of fun vibes, and in a couple of seasons it's going to turn into Elder Chars. But don't worry about that. For now, it's all good vibes. So yeah, really excited for that.
George.
Yeah.
Right.
So many great cast members. DM Jose, Masarel, and Gracie Cat, and Nick by Night, and Oathbreaker Carrie, not least of all going to be in it, and I'm just so excited to play with them. They've all come up with really unique characters. We have a whole animated intro set up for this that I'm going to be working on for the rest of this week, but it's almost done and ready for Sunday. So yeah, just want everybody to know about that. Okay, that's the announcements. You guys ready to jump in?
Absolutely.
Ooh, I am so happy now
Yeah.
that our energy is sapped from sadness, and I'm gonna cry, and let's get into it.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Worry in your mind, fear is how it starts. Unsure of what you'll find, it could tear you apart. You take a leap of chance, you break your mother's oath now. Macabre is the dance, and set free are the ghosts. Will the card save us here? Will it spell out our dooms? Only one thing is clear, we face fears and fortunes. Fears and fortunes, the cards don't ever lie. There's only 14 ghosts, but a million ways deserves to die.
Just in time.
Hello.
And with that, we begin our story with at the palace. It is a rainy day here in Barrowport. It's about a month after the events, a month or somewhere around a month or 3 months since our last episode. The parties had time to unwind a bit. They've had time to step back and recover from wounds, both physical and mental. And we begin as rain is coming down in the streets. We come into the palace. And there, the castle bells are ringing, vibrating through the stone walls and floors, echoing across its many rooms inside and out. Soldiers are scurrying around, relaying orders, gathering supplies, maintaining a state of readiness as something is going wrong yet again in this kingdom since the departure of Seer Theo Thistlespell when she passed 20 years ago. The number of times the kingdom has needed to respond to a crisis has increased exponentially. But as other panics and others worry, Prince Edmund Brax's Penandal maintains a cool demeanor, a character of his leadership that he's worked hard to refine over the years. He approaches a door in the castle, and we will go there.
Oh, we're starting with Edmund.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a whole bunch of
Edmund.
people gathered around. That's not an octopus that's supposed to be there. He arrives here at this door with 2 soldiers. They greet him. Sir, is he alone in there? Yes, my prince. His guests weren't arriving until the top of the hour. Well, I best get to my business done with then. I know he enjoys hosting guests. Nay, my prince. He's requested they reschedule. At this, Prince Edmund raises an eyebrow. I see. Well, I'll only be a moment. And he steps into the room, closing the doors behind him. Inside, we see that there's a whole buffet spread set up for guests that will no longer be showing up. Prince Edmund oversees that. Good morning, Father. You really ought to cancel your plans before our chefs waste their time. Yes. You've come to badger me about how to use the help. No, of course not. I'm sure you've heard about the undead incursion happening in the Mourning Grounds then? Yes, the words must have failed. And likely not on their own, I believe, which is why I'd like to reach out to the new Seer. I trust you've read Lucian's report? Yes. All rather dry, like him. Father! Right, yes. I'm used to him surviving all his nasty scrapes with death. That reminds me. You and I need to have a talk. Surely it can wait, Father. I need to inform the Seer if they're needing, if we need them to go. No. The king, at this, as Edmund approaches him and begins to walk away, the king grabs his wrist. That is a command. We need to talk. And from there, we will cut away. Leading elsewhere. It's been months since we saw our players last. In that time, they've done some grieving and some resting, and they've also spent a whole bunch of money. Money that was given to them by Lord Alden Tybalt Migesh, as he sort of sponsored the party last season. Part of that is on a brand new office, which the group here is currently moving into. That office, it's the new office of Upscaled Defenses, the mercenary / security company of Aaren, our very own wonderful Dragonborn. And there we see he has on display for the party a little thing to plan their next moves. This is our new evidence board. And I'll go ahead and zoom in on this. A new paper is out if you guys want to peruse that real quick. It reports on slum riot spreading, the crown ball was delayed, and zombies are now rising from the graves. Literally in the center of the city is a massive graveyard known as the Mourning Grounds. That graveyard, the undead have been rising out of suddenly and trying to spread throughout the city. That's what the paper's reporting. It's up to you guys to figure out why that's happening and do something about it. So, without
hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Crown ball delayed? Are we
Yes.
just not going to talk about that?
We can zoom in on it. Yes. After much anticipation and excitement.
That seems rather important. Forget the zombies.
Yeah, news disappointed many as the crown ball was announced to be delayed until further notice. Some people think it might be an issue with the king, that maybe his poor health. But there's no official word on that. It's just all speculation.
We have to fix this, guys.
Seamstresses everywhere are expecting. They're kind of furious. They're putting away their mannequins and they're tightening up their belts for what they expect to be a major hit to their industry. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm very concerned for the city.
What about the rest of you?
I'm one of the many.
How are we handling this?
What about the rest of us?
I think that Sly is in the training area, like the sparring and training dummy area of the hall, and is basically just waiting for everyone else to be ready to go. She has taken a lot less detours these last few months, so she's ready to get right to it. And she's working up a bit of a sweat practicing.
Okay. What about you, Aaren?
I think that Aaren would actually probably be in the training area as well.
Mm-hmm.
He, ever since the finale, has been working out like nonstop. So he is probably, as waiting for everyone, has like bricks tied around his waist, and his legs and his arm is like weights, so that he's doing jump rope and is just doing cardio, and has just been deep into exercises.
Okay.
Cutting water weight.
So you guys have all just been preparing. Una, Fable, anything from you?
Yes. You want to go first?
Oh, sure. I don't think Fable is doing anything too crazy. If it's a morning, she would probably not be first to the practice room. She may be nearby or in the same room, but she's probably like sipping some coffee and reading the Post and just taking the morning slow. But I mean, if they tell her to go, she's ready to go. But she's not pressed about practicing, because you don't need to practice when you're already the best. So,
of course, yes, of course. And with Una, you'll hear a door open into the practice the range where you guys are, where Sly's fighting, warming up. And you see that Una is kind of just like rushed in there, and just is like starts to mutter to themselves, back and forth, looking at you, Sly, and just kind of starts to think out loud. And you hear something about like the shell is fine, and if I put it on a brooch. And you also hear something about, I've learned so much. Maybe if I if I just bring back more information, I could know more in return. Oh. Great form, Sly. Stuff like that. Just kind of starts to sit down and just watch you kind of like do what you need to. And just claps here and there.
I do think she tries to hold a conversation with you while kind of like feinting and practicing maneuvers as she notices you kind of talking to yourself and is like, yeah, thanks. I'm trying to keep faster than these dummies anyway. And she like stabs a dummy and then another dummy. And she, I'm sure, thinks it looks very badass, but it's mostly like watching a kid do like karate moves and then do like a very slow somersault to the next dummy and then more karate moves. But she's practicing like slapping a card on things. So it's mostly dexterity. She's definitely not bulking like Aaren has been. But as she hears you talk to yourself, she goes, "What'd you learn today?"
I learned about cutlery. Craziest thing I've heard so far. Different cutlery and what it's used for. It's interesting, but why use more when you could use less? Why have more when you need less?
Like a fork?
Learn. Well, more than one. 3, in fact. As they continue to tell you more about this the way of elegance and how you would eat properly using different utensils. However, you notice that whenever they bring up like a butter knife, they don't know really what it's called. So they're like, and when I use the it's like the cutting of it, it's not sharp enough. It's not like a knife or a dagger. It's like something like the edge of the other end of a utensil. I don't know what it's used for, but so you're starting to understand that there are like little holes that Una doesn't really like understand fully, but when they do understand it, they understand it in depth.
Yeah.
In a weird way. And then they say, well, oh, enough about me. Let's keep this up. Let's raise the stakes. How about we see if you can handle something like this? And I'll use shape water, and in it cast guidance and kind of like shoot the water towards the dummy, and I'll be like controlling the water, kind of like trying to block where your cards are landing on the dummy.
Yeah, I'd love to try that game. She'll immediately dive into it. She'll pull up her hair into a ponytail because she's serious. And then she'd actually start trying as hard as she can, even though she's already a little tired.
And Una will finally say, let's see if you can handle this. And it'll expand. There will be like kind of like little like wisps of water. There will be 8 of them. And they'll kind of just like Katara of from Avatar type thing, and they're very slow because it's a lot to control, right? They're just slow, but like moving like consistently around you.
Yeah, I think she's immediately going acrobatically about it, and is kind of like, it looks kind of like she's weaving herself through these arms of water. These 3 strands of like braided maneuvering, and just tossing herself through. I think she thinks she's in like a James Bond scenario in her head right now. The stakes have never been higher. And after she I don't know if she would make it, but she'd try really hard to get like around, maybe with like a sick rock star slide on the knees, to around the other side to finally nail it on the dummy's butt and be like, that's gonna be my signature move.
Oh, very good. You've improved.
Thanks for helping.
Well, that's great and all, but let's try to make sure there's enough space for everyone else now.
Oh, I didn't mean to yell so loud.
You didn't have to. You didn't have to gasp so loud. I'm right here.
When did you get in? By the way, I thought Sly was the sly one.
I've been here the whole time. I was working out in the corner. I was doing cardio.
Where?
Yeah.
Oh,
He works out
yes.
quiet.
We're doing the.
my eyes were.
Yeah, well, I've been
focused.
doing the water cuts, and then there's been the chicken breasts, and then I ate the chicken breast with breakfast, and then dinner, and then lunch
Hey,
yesterday.
Sly?
Oh,
Yeah.
Have you seen any of the other? I mean, have you seen Fable?
Yeah, I'll yeah, I'm gonna go get her. And I'll leave to go grab Fable. But I'm going to stop at the door leaving, and I'm gonna look over my shoulder at how obviously weird Una is being right now in Aaron's presence. I'm gonna be like, well, you're supposed to come with me.
Me or
Yeah, you.
me? Yes, I will follow you wherever you go.
Okay, well, again, we've talked about, like, when you say it like that, how it could be kind of misconstrued. I get it. I'm happy to have you, bud. And she's gonna kind of, like, head ahead to Fable's area.
You're gonna hear one last thing as they leave. Una says, "Let's go, Seer."
Choosing to hear that is see her.
Okay, so there is again a huge problem happening with the undead in the middle of the city. Are you guys planning on doing anything about that?
Yeah,
Once we meet up.
I'm going to get Fable. So we
Okay,
can
Yeah.
fair enough.
All right.
Did
not
you
look
guys hear
for.
that the ball is postponed again?
Nope. Come on, get up. Time to work.
What?
Oh, I
don't.
did
I'm
hear about
This is
that.
serious. This
Yeah, we'll
happens
talk about it on the way to work. Come on.
Okay. She's gonna fold the paper and leave it on the desk and drink the last of her coffee.
Yeah.
Sit down. And then I think she didn't have her little hood on. She probably doesn't really need to wear it around the training space, but she'll probably pull it on before they go out into the town. All right. Yeah, I know. There's we can multitask the zombies too, or whatever.
Well, let's prioritize zombies first, and then maybe say, like, and then the ball too. Like, we can talk about the ball on the way to the zombies, and maybe switch them around.
You're right. I'm sure that getting rid of the zombies will help with the ball, anyways. So, we'll start with that.
Yes.
And then we'll head right back out the other way. I'm gonna scream for Aaren at the top of my lungs.
Yeah. I'm coming. Aaren is showing up with a pretty like a handful of lit incense, so it's like pretty smelly, and like they've been like burning in another room for a little while.
Fable
Maybe.
gasps when you walk in,
Hey, how's it
just
going?
like Una did.
Why is everyone doing that?
Oh my God, Aaren! Sorry, I forgot. You're huge, like
Oh.
huger than you were before.
I'll put a shirt on. No, hold on.
Oh,
But
nice.
what I'm trying to say is, we're gonna get out there to the city, figure out what's going on with these zombies, put them back to rest, and then we're gonna figure out what our next move is gonna be. I'm thinking we track down more of these cards.
The ball.
Football.
We have to help.
You're right.
I'm sure Prince Edmund needs our help probably with the ball. We should probably check in after the zombies, of course.
Okay, we will check in with Prince Edmund because we do need to figure out where we stand with him. We haven't really talked to him much of a since. And as the ash begins to slowly fall over the floor, all the ash that's been gathering from these incense begin to gather up, and then they begin to float into the air until they coalesce more and more into a shape. And then the shape is like this large lump inside of his hands, and then it shimmies, and then a black owl appears inside of it with large feathered eyebrows that are purple. All right. But I think we should be ready to go, unless anybody else had any questions.
Above table, what's the owl's name?
Yeah, I was gonna say, have we met your owl before? Have we seen him before?
Yeah.
What's his name?
I wrote it down. Give me 1 second.
Oh my God.
I haven't said it out loud, okay? It was in my head. MaeLeFay.
MaeLeFay.
Okay.
Les.
Unfortunately, Sly would go, "Hey, Les," and then turn to Luna.
It means protector. Where I'm from. All right.
I feel like this is hardly a replacement for, well...
We don't need a replacement. We're always ready to accept new forces to fight what we know we need help fighting. And that's...
Anyways, let's get going. All right?
Okay, let's go. However, I do think there's a way to deal with both of these problems that we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
As Fable has been talking, we'll just like walk towards the, I would assume like the morning,
we're talking about
morning grounds. And I'll say, as Fable was saying, we need to figure out this ball situation. And the problem that was just presented to us by Aaren, I think that if we bring and kind of like starts to talk to both Sly and Fable more about this, I think that if we bring Aaren to the seamstresses, we could bring them work to make a bigger shirt for Aaren now. And then they will have money and our problems will be solved, right? That was the problem?
Well, no, that helps the
Seamstresses not being
economy,
able to-
but that doesn't make the ball happen.
The economy, what is that?
Walk and talk, people. Walk and talk.
We're just right behind you, just like...
We're talking about the economy.
Yes.
We're teaching Una what the economy is.
Is that something that I should inform my friend of? If they don't know?
Do we know what you mean by your friend?
No,
Okay.
not yet. You've noticed?
Then we just assume it's a weird Una thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've noticed that there have been like big stretches of time where Una just leaves and comes back muttering. So this has happened for like,
seems
it's already
normal
been like a month or two
Una.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. I mean, sure. Tell your friend.
Yes. So I tell them about the economy and how we shouldn't help seamstresses.
No.
No, we
can
should.
help them. We just also there's other things to help.
Of course.
Sorry. George,
Yeah.
as we're walking and talking, I know we're still conversing. I want to just put up my hood of my cloak and keep my eyes just kind of on a swivel as I'm listening to Fable and Una kind of talk. Because I know if the morning grounds are in the center, then there's got to be people like running away. We should start noticing some signs of chaos. So I'm just keeping my eyes out for that.
No, things are pretty safe. As you guys get closer, you see that there is an entire like squadron of guards surrounding just this particular entrance of the morning ground. Morning ground has like 3 or 4 entrances around it, and this one that you're getting to, there are guards lined up, barricaded with shields out and spears. Basically, some zombies are approaching them and they are quickly cut down. It's just something where, like, if they don't stay on watch, zombies are going to get out and they can't go in and deal with them because there's too many inside the cemetery. So you see this like whole barricade. By the way, once again, it is completely raining outside. So you guys, if you're walking there, you're getting drenched as you head there. You might be wearing hoods.
Actually, is there a way that I could actually be stopping the water from getting on my friends?
I hate this.
Okay, go.
Yeah, give me a spell casting ability check. So for you, that would be Wisdom, and you can add your proficiency to that, Una. First roll of season 2.
Okay.
Woo.
No pressure.
Just a Wisdom, like flat.
Yeah. Wisdom
your
plus your
modifier.
proficiency.
Okay. Oh, so. Please roll well. Please roll well. Don't be a 5. Don't be a 5.
I swear to God, if I get damn.
I got
I'm gonna
9.
have words.
You got a 9.
You are, and you're maintaining this like sort of bubble, but this is
right?
actually, it's not a problem with your spell casting because you're more than capable of doing this. The problem
I
is
am.
Una's attention, where as you guys are walking, Una's like looking at this thing, and so he kind of like veers a little bit, and so like while Fable, you're like, okay, I'm in the bubble, I'm safe from rain, and then he moves, and you're like, you have to like follow him.
Yeah.
So you're avoiding the rain that way. As you guys approach, guards hail you. Stop! What's your business here?
I pull out a piece of parchment. Has my business name on it. Upscale Defenses. We're here investigating the zombie problem.
Your services aren't needed at this time, sir.
I step forward and I am shuffling the deck in my hands, and I say, I am the Seer. It is my duty to keep these people safe. Move so I can help.
Give me an intimidation check.
I'm not good at that.
Girl.
Never have been. Never will be.
Can I give the help action?
Sure.
Aaron's just standing behind her, huge arms crossed.
It's worse. That's an 11.
An 11. You're saying this, and the guy, like, look, this isn't my call to make. I don't know you personally. And you can see they know of you, and they do feel like they're in a really awkward spot as they're trying to like bluster and kind of give you guys, a graceful rejection. You see another guard approaching you all. This one wears slightly different attire, and he starts waving at you as he approaches. Excuse me, Aaren Drivelhall, right?
Yeah. Who's asking?
Sir, the prince would like to speak with you.
Okay, well, I guess that's who's asking. Come along, everybody.
Where are we going?
It was just you, sir.
Oh, thank God.
No, I'm sure he meant all of us.
No, it's
Yes,
fine.
I will follow.
No,
I will follow
I
behind
said it's
you.
fine. I got it.
Okay.
Well, how are you?
Okay.
You don't have an umbrella.
He walks out
Need-
to the rain.
You head over and one moment. You head over there. As you do, so is it no one going with, no one forcing themselves to go with, or forcing Aaren to take them with? Just making sure.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm sitting in the I'm sitting under my sort of water umbrella, tail flicking sort of irritatedly.
Fair enough.
I would actually, if I could, I would like to go up to this this guard that we had just talked to.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't let us by, and if I could, I would like to cast a vote of truth.
Yeah, absolutely.
As
Go for
I
it.
asked them, I kind of like throw up my little like water umbrella, right? I'm like blocking them from the rain now. As I come up and I kind of just like, I would like to cast it inside of the water so that whenever a drop like hits them, that's how it kind of like is shown and
Okay.
does a spark.
Oh, interesting.
As I asked them, so what is the reason why we, I'm sorry, Aaren, tell me the business name again.
Upscale Defenses.
Yes, tell me why Upscale Defenses really
Trademark.
isn't first on the job here.
Sir, we weren't sent to ask for you. We were told to handle the situation ourselves.
And are you handling the situation yourselves properly? All zombies are being taken care of.
Sir, we're holding the line. No zombies have
Right,
made it out,
and
if that's
don't
what
you-
you're asking.
Shouldn't we just nip this in the bud, as my friend would say?
Not my call to make, sir.
I wasn't asking about a call. As you can see, Una has just said something that they slightly know,
Yeah.
but now they don't understand. They're kind of a little confused by that
Yeah.
response.
Una, some of the drops are getting through. Hello.
Sorry, I think I need to make a call. How do I call?
It
goes over to Fable. Yeah.
That was a big one.
Fable, I'm so sorry.
I will say this though, from you doing that, you get the impression, based on what the spell you cast, you don't think the guard is lying or hiding anything. You think he is mainly following orders. Aaren, you reach the prince's cabin, his wagon, and you are let inside. Thank you, Aaren. It's good to see you.
Likewise, it's a bit of a surprise. Haven't spoken since,
Yeah. No, I understand. I want to reach out. I do have some unfortunate news.
All right. Lay it on me.
It's been decided that your help will not be needed on this issue we're dealing with in the cemetery, the mourning grounds.
Mm-hmm. Decide about whom?
Well, my father, frankly. I can't speak for his reasonings, but, well, those are his orders.
So that's it. You come all this way to tell us where we couldn't go?
No. I first want to at least inform you of that. Of course, while you can't enter legally through our purview, with our hands full dealing with the undead, we would be awfully lucky to stop anyone from entering through alternative means.
Mm-hmm.
But, assuming that's not going to be an issue for us, I want to speak to you about something else, if you don't mind.
All right, I'm your Huckleberry. What you got for me?
He starts to explain something to you. He hands you a bunch of letters, and he hands you some paperwork. And we will come back to what that conversation is soon, later on, maybe this episode or possibly next episode. But for the purposes, you are explained to that you cannot enter into the mourning grounds. That was decided by the king. But it may seem like there's other options. Roll a insight check for me as you finish this conversation with the prince.
I love those with a +1. Let me tell you. Oh, that's a 3.
We're so back.
It seems like he's just leaving you
so
to
back,
your own
guys.
devices. He gave you no clues whatsoever.
All right.
We've got fears.
All right. I regroup with everyone. I'm like, come over here. Come over here. Out of the rain.
Hey, George.
Yeah.
That was a longer than a 60-second conversation. Is it possible I could have slipped away?
Sure. Where would you like to be going to?
I'm just doing you said it's like entrances all around. I'm doing a quick little perimeter check. So I'm just walking around.
Sure.
Seeing.
Give me, well, I guess first you could do investigation or perception to try to find openings in what's, in everything here.
I am going to use one of my psionic die to push myself. Wait a second. I forgot. I can't do that yet. Okay, I got a 12.
12. Looking around, if you were to try to race through or sneak through, there's the whole party sneaking through, there's a good chance someone's going to get caught, and that might cause you trouble later.
Yeah.
Probably, though, you might not get caught until you're past a certain threshold, where unless they're going to invade the cemetery and face all the undead, they might not follow you past that point. but there might also be other options as well. You're looking, and there's got to be more than one way to enter this place. Obviously, I'm not just talking about the entrances, but you think there must be other means. This is a very old cemetery, after all.
For sure. And then I do my perimeter check, and then I rejoin the group. It may or may not be before Aaren does, but I do my little circle. I take in some information, and then I come back.
Okay.
When you come back, you see that at that time I've talked to Fable, and I say, "Have you seen Sly?"
Yes.
Is she right here? And as I say that, you see Una kind of like trying to chase behind them, kind of like looking like as the move that just dictated from earlier. They're just trying to like look, and at some point, Sly, if you would like to, you slip into
I absolutely do. I find the right pocket of like your peripheral vision that you don't have, and I slide in there, and I give you a little tap on the back.
Perfect. There you are.
Hi.
You don't have to play that long.
Sorry.
All right. Good to see everyone didn't go anywhere. I'm back. All right. So, things got a little bit more complicated.
Why?
That's also complicated. Right now, let's just consider ourselves a bit on the outs when it comes to the kingdom.
Why?
That's, I hate politics. This is not my area of expertise. The point is that they can't grant us access, but they can't not stop us if we try to do something foolish, such as sneak into a zombie-infested cemetery and try to fight back hordes of undead all by our lonesome.
We should have been doing that the entire time.
Yeah, well, I had to step away for business. But maybe sewers or rooftops. Let's all give
the sewers.
Look around.
Yeah, wait, do we want to do this if they don't want us to do this?
That's more of a reason to do it. The reason, it's more political than it is us making things worse. I don't know. There's something about that relationship with the king. I'm trying to get everything all figured out. Going through the sewers, you do have a bit of that rot that's going on. But let's just all take a look, see if we can find ourselves an easier way in.
Please go ahead, Sly.
I took a look. I left when you left.
All right.
That was... So you weren't... Okay.
And you didn't let anyone know?
I came right back.
You see that Una's kind of shaken up about this. They let the water fall. Their concentration kind of drops at that point.
Fable, you are drenched in rain.
No.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Over a cold.
Sorry. And puts it right back up.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Yes, it does. Can I? And you know how that warmth, the way that the water that I, whenever you hug, it kind of like is then taken off of you. At that same time, I'd like to take the water off of Fable and kind of like soak it back in.
GM.
Yeah.
Can I make an investigation check and investigate the guards' patterns, their patrol patterns, to try to find us the best gap for us to go through?
Sure.
Now, it wouldn't guarantee success, but maybe would lower the DC or give us advantage on a stealth check.
Sure, go for
And
it.
if I could use that help action with my perception, just because we've been standing there the entire time while Aaren was away.
Yeah, absolutely.
If that's okay.
So are you rolling by yourself as well, or giving me advantage?
I'll say he gives you advantage if he's giving the help action.
Okay, great.
Sounds good.
Yeah, do that.
4 and a 5.
I do want the flat roll. Both my natural My +7 is higher than both of those.
Aaren he's off his game. He's just off.
Yeah.
You know?
I think a lot of
wait.
us are. And I think it's been hard trying to find our rhythm again after losing Lucian. So I think this is actually oddly apt.
Yes.
Let's
I
just
agree.
I don't know. Let's just
I've got it.
yeah.
No one worry. I think that my friend can help us. You mentioned the sewers, yes?
Yeah, as a possible option to try to get through.
I think we can make our way. I know we can make our way.
All right. Take it away.
Yeah. If we could go to the nearest entrance of the sewer.
Okay.
If everybody would like to follow. And just to continue along with the energy that is felt by Una, you see that like while y'all were we were all walking, you know, you stay close to Una, but Una then kind of starts walking by themselves and leads. They don't even say follow me. They just start to walk towards the sewer. Mine's kind of elsewhere. But the rain guard is still up if you're nearest. And we'll find the sewer, and if we are cool with that, I'd like to go in to the sewer and
Well, do you want to go into the sewer, or do you want to reach out to your friend?
well, I was hoping to meet my friend in the sewer.
It's actually, if you go up to like a drainage entrance, you see them like poke their head up, like just watching you from that entrance. So what you guys would see.
That's perfect.
Do you want to describe it?
I would like to. Yeah.
Go for it.
At first, you just see you're just gonna see Una, kind of just doing Una stuff, and instead of looking for like an opening in for a sewer, they just kind of like quickly turn, and it's kind of like a little bit hard to understand where they're going as they get to the sewer drain, and they kind of like bend down and like start talking to the ground. I would assume that it's like if you were on the sidewalk where the drain is, I am on the street like looking down towards y'all and at the that kind of drain type thing. And I'll start kind of like muttering to myself, and you'll hear me, but I don't know if you'll hear another voice speaking as I say, I learned a lot today, and I have a question. Do you know that quote you told me to say, nip in the bud? Does that have anything? Never mind. Will you help us get into the morning grounds with through the sewer, please?
Hey. Yeah, no, I'd like to. You guys see like tentacles like curling up around the sewer grate, and like these big eyes poking out, and you just hear a voice speaking. Yeah, no, I'd like to, but the sewers actually don't go under the morning grounds. There's like all of these areas that are blocked off.
Oh.
It's like there's other tunnels,
this is
but
good.
But those tunnels aren't connected to the sewer. I don't know why.
Great information as always.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Next time we can switch and swap information.
Oh,
That
yeah.
sound good?
Yeah, no. I learned something new about dining etiquette. I'll tell you about it later though.
Oh my goodness, is it about the dagger?
Daggers.
The
No,
soft dagger.
you gotta tell me about the dagger.
Okay, I'll tell you about the dagger. You'll tell me about what you know.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's break. And then you see the this like red tentacle kind of go out and kind of like high five, and I kind of like, you see Una kind of put their hand out, but water kind of shoots from their hand to make like an outline of a hand. and so they kind of like hit the water and it splashes, and that's kind of like the sound that you hear, that kind of like crash of water against tentacle. So, I have news.
I certainly hope
you guys are standing awfully close to us.
That was so cool. Who is that?
Oh,
Can I meet them?
Okay.
Oh, I would love that, but I don't know if that's something that you would want right now. We're still learning and understanding more. But we could.
Okay, ignoring the existence of your tentacle friend in the sewers, what did tentacle man have to say? Tentacle
you
person.
Can call them by their name.
Which is?
Oh, it's not. They say close. Wrench.
Wrench.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
Yes.
What did Wrench tell you?
Cool.
Isn't it? He's everything. He's a friend, a mentor, and sorry. Yes, Aaren. What did Wrench say?
What did Wrench say? Yes, please.
Yes. So he doesn't actually say. He speaks.
Mm-hmm.
He's more. It's more so like a power that I've been.
That's
given to them.
Now, specifically about the power, what did the power say about the sewers leading?
Yes, there's no connection to the sewer.
Okay, of course.
We have to find another way in. There are different tunnels, and they do not counter.
Okay, awesome. No, that's wonderful.
Yes.
That's
and we found that out through Wrench.
Thank you.
They've been
so
down.
Much.
Thanks, Wrench.
Thank you, Wrench. That was wonderful.
Sly does like stick half of her body into the gutter opening and goes, "Thanks, Wrench." You see like her little legs kicking as she tries to say goodbye to Wrench.
Aww.
Make a perception check.
Oh my god. I've never been so scared so fast.
What?
That's a dirty 20.
You actually see like them poke out and like they just wave a tentacle and then they slip back in. You can't see them after that. They're very stealthy for a strange creature with tentacles.
Very happy about that. But anyway, I do go and join the rest of the group and I go, maybe we should ask around? If there are ways into it, then people know those ways. And Aaren, you know people. Fable, you know people.
I feel like...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
sorry.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to say, I feel like perhaps I can find you a way from the inside. If I just get past the guards, then I can find you a way from the inside. Surely that's easier than outside, right?
We can hear it.
Scared the shit out of me. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. That sounds like a great idea.
Yes.
The party wasn't getting music. They're getting music now, and that startled them.
All right. I'll cause a distraction. Get the guards out.
No. I don't. Here. And I will cast Disguise Self. And I want to look like, well, I guess I do. I don't want to. Well, no, I do. I want to look like one of the peripheral guards, like not the one we were talking to.
There's two options. So you can definitely look like a guard. I just wanted to put out there, you can also look like the princess, Edmund's sister.
Princess?
Yes, there is a princess in this kingdom.
Oh, okay. Tempting, but I don't. Why would they let the princess just come into the graveyard?
I don't know. That's up to you to make happen with your deception checks.
Delusion.
No. Don't they know? They know that Lucian. I'm not gonna be Lucian. Hold on. I'm gonna be. I'll be I'll just be the prince. Is he still like off in his tent or wherever he was? That like can I like if
He's in his
if I
carriage.
look?
Yeah. You want to disguise yourself as him?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a deception check. Are you trying to just lead the party in?
Also,
yeah.
Go for it.
real quick.
That seems like a better idea. You guys better not mess this up.
Of course not. Yeah, I'll do whatever Sly does the whole way. But real quick, the second you cast Disguise Self and you appear, you know, like how a jaw drops, the water veil drops, but also I'll cast Guidance on you and say, sorry, and use the water that hit you as guidance.
And then, real quick, Aaron's gonna say, "Oh, this is incredibly stupid and very dangerous and highly illegal. Just remember, when you get up there, to tell them that you're letting us through, but legally we were never there, to keep consistency. All right?"
Okay. I'll just tell them I'm walking you in and back out, right? I'm just gonna take you through the short way.
Aaron's just rubbing his temples.
Does Aaren seem stressed more than?
I'm just not gonna. Listen. The
Yeah,
guards.
he has new veins that have been showing up as.
Surely the guards don't, like the minor guards don't know the details of who's in and who's not. They just know if the prince says they can go or if the prince says they can't. So I'm just going to say we're going in now.
Yes, Fable.
And I'm rolling a deception.
I want to let you know
Hells yeah.
the deception check is a DC 20, but
Fuck. That's fine, I
you
can
do
use
have
that.
advantage because
get a
you're
1d6.
using Disguise Self.
I was gonna say I rolled a 19 without using the
Well, you have mine.
guidance, but I'll just make sure I don't get a 20.
See if you crit.
Oh, well, I got a 22 that time, so I don't.
Yeah, you walk up disguised as Prince Edmund. Yes, I'm here to let them through. I do need you to keep this on the down low, however, as a favor to me personally. Do you think you can do that? Yes, sir, of course. I'm assuming, by the way, you guys are also going to a different entrance. So, not
Is
the
there
one that the
multiple
prince-
guarded entrances?
Yes, there are multiple
Yes.
guarded entrances.
Oh, then yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just go to like the next one over or whatever.
Yeah. You make them swear to not tell anyone as you lead
I
the
make them
group in.
pinky promise.
You make them pinky promise. You rolled a deception check of over a 20. So
I got 22.
yeah, you got a 22. The prince makes them pinky promise.
And then I like wink at them, and I'm like, "Thanks, boys."
Oh my god.
Really? A wink? You've got
Oh,
to.
they look at. I would like you all to remember how attractive the prince is, and I'm making them pinky promise me and then winking at them. They are deceived.
You're really trying to talk yourself out of having advantage.
You sneak your way in, and those two guards are standing there, and one of them like, I think the prince came on to me. And they're thoroughly confused and like questioning
Just
their
like
own
me for
actions.
real.
You guys managed to sneak into the graveyard. At this point, I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to be meeting our new party member very soon. James, you've been very patient with us.
Is he a zombie?
Yes, you guys caught it. He's a zombie. Or he might be,
Big
depending
reveal.
on how long you guys take. Before we come back, I want to let everyone in the chat know I'm going to end the stream temporarily. I don't know if any of you have noticed the crackling audio issue that we're having. I believe I have a fix for that, so I'm going to try to fix that, but it means I have to stop the stream, but we will be right back within 15 minutes, and we should be good to go and have no more issues after that. So it is 10:22 p.m. Eastern. We should be back by like 10:37, and we will be back with the rest of the stream. And hopefully with less audio issues. So hang tight, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this. Okay.
Yeah.
And break screen.
Daniel,
Literally just so funny.
We are back. Okay. We are back, and you guys have snuck into the graveyard, and we are exploring from here. As you guys do, let's just see real quick. As you guys are exploring the graveyard, you do see that there is undead roaming about. You guys have sneaked your way in, but you are now trying to get past undead. Well, you lied your way in, actually. So go ahead and everybody give me stealth checks as you try to sneak further in.
I would like to.
Are you?
Oh yeah, okay. I would say we probably wouldn't go directly in. Like we try to kind of take an outfit or a route on like the outskirts.
Okay.
I think, right, to kind of scout it out. I mean, we can still stealth, but I just want to know we're not like.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Wow, how was my stealth plus 10? 23.
23. Not bad.
27.
I'm still the
you guys
prince,
don't
by
want
the
me to
way.
do this. You guys don't want me to do this.
It's a group check, so just go for it. That I
It's a
hear that sound. That
Yeah.
sounds like a nat one.
Well,
Three
it
of us
was,
are over
but I get
20.
advantage on mine, so it's a 26.
Okay.
3 of us are over 20. I think you'll be okay with that.
Don't worry, I have to roll twice because I have disadvantage on the stealth checks. So
That's
I got a
nice.
10.
It's okay. We rolled really high.
It's okay. We're muffling you.
Okay.
An 18.
But you got 10.
Okay.
I do have disadvantage, yes.
You guys
That's fine.
do manage to sneak in. You see, as you guys keep like a low profile, creeping among tombstones and around catacombs and trees, you see where a big concentration of zombies are, and it looks like right now they're trying to break their way into a small church that's in this sort of, the Mourning Grounds is like a massive, almost like a park, and so there's various buildings inside that park. This one is like a church meant for funerals to be held in, and you see, or church or temple, that funerals are meant to be held in, and right now there are zombies trying to break down the back and front door.
Oh.
Are there any windows to the church?
Yes.
I will use my bonus action to peer through the eyes of my owl,
Okay.
and I will send him flying into the air and have him do a perception check to look into the windows of the church.
Okay. Yeah, the owl flies there. As you enter into the owl's vision, I'm assuming that's what you're doing. You're going to give up your vision for a moment. As you do, you see there are 2 people inside the church trying to barricade the door. There's a small dwarf and then a sort of scraggly-haired gentleman wearing green. And they are pressed up against, one's pressed up against the back door, the other one's pressed up against the front door, and they're trying to hold themselves inside. It doesn't look like they will last much longer.
As I'm watching this, I'm relaying it and just kind of speaking, even though I can't hear people's responses. Just say, there's 2 survivors, one at each end of the church. We should probably split up, attack both packs of zombies.
I'll take care of this now. And I would like to walk up to the, I guess, how big is this like church? Like how big do you think this is from front and back entrance? Like,
I can tell you. Give me one moment. That is gonna be, 1 second. I'm pulling that up. Morning Grounds.
and while that's happening, which door are they closest to, like barricading?
Where you guys are, you're closest to the front door.
And is that can you hear us while you're in this state, Daniel?
No, I can't hear anything tapping around my body. I can speak, but I can't hear your responses.
Oh no.
The church is about 30 feet wide and about 60 feet long.
Ugh.
What's
okay,
up?
so is there a window that I can peer in through, or something?
You could.
I need
but you
to
have to
see which
stealth
inn
past
they
the
are
zombies
at.
trying to break in. The only reason Aaron's able to see in is because he's sending his owl as his familiar to look inside.
Got you. To that point, I say, Sly.
Yeah.
I can get them out, but I need to see which end they are at. Is there any way that you could possibly help with that? Maybe a link, maybe stealthing past, and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And above table.
I'll cast guidance on you.
Did
Yeah, go ahead.
Daniel relayed, like Aaron relayed to us that there's one at either
that they're
end?
barricading both doors.
Okay, so they are surrounded. I just kind of like lean over and I'm like listening to Aaren intently and nodding, and I'm like relaying it, like kind of clarifying that it seems like they are at either end. There is not one or the other, it's both, and we might have to split down the middle and take care of it.
Perfect. And I'll just go ahead and go over to the closest in, the front door, and I would just like to take my little dolphin around my chest, grip that as I speak into it in Elvish, and I would like to use my channel divinity turn undead.
Okay. They have to make saves. What is the saving throw on that?
Yeah, wisdom saving 15.
15. Okay.
Anyone in 30 feet. As I'm
Okay.
walking closer and closer to them, obviously. Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 of them within the immediate vicinity. And 1 second. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Stay close, everyone.
3 of them succeed. 2 of them fail. One by the door, one by the gate. They immediately take their turn to move 30 feet away from you, retreating
real
further
quick.
into the cemetery. Yes.
Okay, and then is that... Well, I guess a nat 20 on roll on saving throw is not critical, I guess. Okay,
What do you mean?
never mind.
Well, no, one of them did get a crit. Is that what you mean? What's up?
Is that considered a crit?
Yeah.
Okay, then, never mind. That works. That
Okay.
works. Continue.
You manage to pull a good amount of them off as you approach. There are still 3 zombies like trying to bang on this door. One of them has now noticed Una as they approach. And that puts you guys about here. One moment. So that puts you guys here. Where are we? Here we are. So you guys are here. These are the 3 zombies. The others have fled into the into this actual like cemetery courtyard. And you see these are the 2 trying to bang in, and this one has spotted Una.
Yeah, I'd like to, if I could, use that kind of turn and focus and split of resources of zombies to sneak over to the nearest window. I'm going to try and get a visible line on either of the 2 people inside, so I can establish a telepathic link so we can better help them.
Okay, you sneak this way as that zombie approaches Una. You see the dwarf here is on this door, and you can barely see them. Actually, no, you should be able to see them from where you're at. One moment. You see this gentleman pressed up against this door right here.
Okay. I am going to go ahead and use my psionic whispers, and up to 3 creatures I can see. So I'm going to choose the 2 inside, and I am also going to choose Fable. Because I know that Aaren can establish one with me, Una, and him if he needs. So I'm gonna loop Fable in.
May I, real quick, above game, just clarify something? Zombie is. What is this CR level?
They are CR 1/2, I believe.
So 1.5 or just a half?
1/4 actually.
1/4. Okay.
Yeah.
So any zombies that failed their saving throw are instantly destroyed.
Okay. So those 2 that failed earlier, they exploded instead.
Yes,
you
that
see
is my
them like
special.
explode with
Thanks
like
to
radiant
destroy
light
undead.
and like water bubbling through them. So those ones are
Yes,
dead.
I would
I'll
like
put that
to
one here.
flavor it if I could.
Yeah.
That works. No, just the water seeping into the skull, kind of like acidically, and then kind of just exploding it from there as the water hits them.
Their heads explode. You do that, and then Sly, you said you were making a psychic connection with the people inside? Oh, you're muted.
Yes, and
Okay,
Fable as well.
Okay. James, could you describe your character for us?
Absolutely. So my character is how tall is Una again, Sky?
6'4".
6'4". So I believe I'm about a 6'3" tall satyr. I have ombre hair that starts out with black up top and then falls more into a red auburn down below. I've also got a bit of a goatee as well as some tattoos over my forehead. And the horns are also a bit of an ombre as well, starting more with a black and then fading to more of a red, I do believe. And I'm also wearing these like green, flowy, almost robes with kind of arms and biceps exposed.
Yeah, what you guys see.
Biceps exposed.
Can we see what that looks like, George?
Yeah, do we
Yes,
have
you can.
do we have
George.
biceps inside? I mean,
George.
body. I mean,
One moment.
So long.
George, you know I love redheaded satyrs.
I'm
Yep.
working on it.
Yep. Yep.
Let's see. That would be. Here we go. Yeah.
Where's
what
my
you
boy?
See inside is. One moment. There we are. Okay. You see this face inside of there.
There he is.
Shut up. Sorry.
Damn.
There's my
damn,
boy.
You've got
We really are going to be fighting the wrist battle, aren't we?
This is.
And he's part animal just like me. What the fuck?
This is
Thick boy gang.
crazy.
Thick boy gang.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Chat, get up! I'm begging you.
Dude,
Welcome
I
to
am
the
on my
Thick
knees
Side
right
Club,
now.
James.
Holy shit.
Listen, Karis
Oh my
Karis put in work here.
She really did.
Dude,
She
the
always
pipe on-
does.
pipes on
She
him.
always
You know what
does.
And we actually have you see them, and let me just zoom in on their token as well, because that's really something cool.
I love the token so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for Guide Adventures.
Thank
This is
Forgotten
their token
Adventures.
as
Look at
well.
my boy.
They even got the eye pattern that's on the scarf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They got that
Oh
too.
my
Holy
gosh,
crap.
yes.
beautiful.
So good.
Okay, real quick. Yeah, you're gonna need to put that in the art assets. Go ahead, just do that so we have that. Just
Uh-huh.
Drop it in the
I know it has to
bag.
leave the screen, but it doesn't have to leave our site, right?
Yeah.
I see. I
naturally.
see.
As long as we just have to recruit into the party, and then they'll stay on the screen.
So Sly, that's who
Perfect.
you develop that psychic connection with.
Yeah.
But what about the other guy?
The other guy, give me one moment, actually.
Nondescript.
Also hot.
Nondescript.
No, actually
Ugly.
is a pretty good-looking dwarf. One whose token I have to update because of a last-minute change we made, so I will be doing that right now. But yeah, you see a good-looking dwarf with like robes, and they have like lots of like bits of metal on them, and they look like they're spellcasters. They're holding like a gold orb, similar to what Fable carries, but it looks like it's more like magically imbued.
Okay. I think immediately, and we haven't dealt with any of the zombies at the back, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I think in the psychic link, I go, "Hey, I'm Sly. Nice to meet you. I'll be saving you with a bunch of my friends today." And then I'm gonna try and jimmy the lock open, or like break into the window. Like I'm gonna try and open it, but if I need to unlock it, I will try to jimmy the lock open to slide in.
Okay, got it. Go ahead
Save us.
and
We're just having fun in here. Don't worry.
go ahead and give me a.
Are you sure?
Thieves' tools check to try to jimmy in.
Oh, okay, I'm good at
They
those.
say that they're having fun. Should we leave?
Oh, that was
Aaren unwargs.
in the mind link or no?
Is it what? Huh?
That was in the mind link they're talking, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
So 22.
22. Okay. Yeah, you're able to open this very easily. There's actually, it's actually not easy. It's this glass in particular. This is stained glass, so you actually have to like find a place where you can like pry it open a bit and like fold up some of the glass and are able to. You're trying to get in, or are you trying to get them out?
I'm trying to get in because
Okay.
I didn't think this
Me
through.
Okay, you get in. While that's happening, everybody else go ahead and Una, Aaren, and Fable roll initiative.
Ah!
I like to imagine that because it took so much work to get that window in, I like fall tumbling into this little area of this like rainy sparkle rainbow stained glass. And you just said what? We're having a party in here? I think I immediately, as I like lay flat on the floor, I don't even pick myself up. There's just like a muffled, yeah, it's a real blast.
All right. What you guys get for the initiatives?
21.
21 for Fable,
19.
19 for Aaren. Una?
15 for Una.
Okay, 15 for Una. All right. And the undead got a 9. Okay, that's not great. All right, so Fable, Aaren, Una, how are you dealing with these last 3 zombies at the front door?
Wait, there's 3? Oh, yes, there's 3. There's that other one over there.
One of them is charging towards Una.
Oh.
Aaron's gonna go towards the ones towards the door and start just ripping them to pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, I
go
think
for
I was
it.
going to go slash, slash, slash.
Since we're starting in a stealth, do we get advantage on our first attack?
I'm gonna say no because Una already did the turn undead, so these things, they're sort of alert to your guys' presence.
Okay. All right. All right. For the first guy, that's a 28 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Nine damage on the first attack.
Got it. Okay. There we go. Yep, 9 damage. And Fable, are you attacking yours as well? You can go ahead and make the rolls if you want.
Yes, this is, as I am newly level 6, I don't think I've ever had double attack with a dual wielder, does that mean I get to attack with both weapons twice?
No,
If I
you
have an
can
extra
attack. You can
Or
attack
just the
twice,
main hand?
and then with your offhand as a bonus action, you can attack once. So technically 3 attacks, but 1 will be with the offhand. Yeah.
I see.
It's like stab, stab, stab. Yeah.
Well, a 25 to hit. Mother.
That's a nat 1.
But
Awesome.
it was a 25 with the first one. The 25 for the first one.
Okay, 25. Roll the damage on that.
And then for the offhand, it'll be a 25.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a little stab. It'll be 7 with one hand and 5 with the other for 12 slashing damage.
12
and
slashing
one
damage.
of them is a silver weapon. I don't know if that does anything with zombies. It might not, but
You stab once, stab again, and this is a skeleton, so as you're stabbing it, you're like breaking bones as you're like putting the knife in and then like cracking it to break it out. Then you go to kick it, and as you kick it, your foot gets grabbed, and you are currently grappled. Aaren, what was about your second attack?
Oh yeah, well I got 3 more attacks coming in.
Oh
for you.
Jesus! Okay.
Oh yeah, but it wasn't my turn.
Go
initially,
roll
but
'em!
I wanted to be a gentleman. I wanted to be a gentleman. I'm sorry, I can't help my
thank
nature.
you for being a gentleman. This zombie has my leg now.
Of course, it's your first extra attack. That's going to be 11 to hit. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
11 hits.
Oh,
They are just zombies, after all.
that's fair enough. 7 damage on that attack.
Okay.
An 8 hit with an. Can you hit with a natural 1? Is that possible?
26 to hit.
You hit with an 8 earlier, you said?
Well, no, I rolled a natural 1, but it was technically an 8.
Okay, so that actually would still hit, I believe. Let me just double check. Actually, no, not for skeletons. Skeletons require a 13.
God.
So your foot actually gets caught in the rib cage. That's how you're grappled. It didn't catch your foot, more that your foot got wedged in its rib cage, and you're like trying to pull it out.
I'm about to do a backflip. I'm gonna send him to space.
Aaren, what was the rest of that damage?
9 more, and then I got 1 last attack coming in.
Okay. This one, I believe, is dead. Yeah, this one's dead.
And then another 9.
Okay, that one's dead. And then you run up to this one and stab it. How much? Oh, you said another 9 damage?
Yep.
Okay, got it. You stabbed this one. Una, it's your turn. There are 2 more zombies still standing.
Yes. Is the one that is grappling Fable still up?
Yes.
Yes,
Fable's
my leg is
Fable's
in
foot
his
is
rib
stuck in his
cage.
rib cage.
Amazing. I'm just gonna quickly just point up and point over, kind of just like, and I'll go ahead and cast Guiding Bolt on it.
Go for it.
It's rolling. It's rolling. It's rolling. It's rolling. Come on, be Nat. Come on, be Nat. Holy moly! Oh my goodness, guys! Can it be a crit? A Nat 20 plus 7? Oh my
I
goodness.
want to emphasize
Guys,
that this is a skeleton that was already at 1 HP. And so you unload a nat 20 guiding bolt on it. The force of it, go ahead and roll damage.
Am I gonna be okay?
Holy
you
shit.
should be. I rolled a nat. I would assume it's just going to be a lightning bolt right through it, is what I'm hoping.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, that's a lot of 6. 36?
Okay, so what happens there, Fable, you take 6 points of radiant damage as this guiding bolt plummets through its chest, burning your foot temporarily. The rest of the skeleton launches into orbit as it is blown clean away, shattering into pieces into the rest of the graveyard. This zombie here, by the sheer force, of the blast is slammed against this door, knocking the dwarf back, busting the door open, and killing this zombie as well. As Una just overkills this one skeleton at 1 HP to the nth degree. And this guy's dead too. So Fable, yeah, you're free. This dwarf gets tossed back. Oh, what the fuck! As he lands on his back. And you guys rush inside, I assume.
I'll go ahead and help Fable up, and I would like to cast Cure Wounds on them. As I see the damage that I've done, and Una will say, I wasn't meaning to do exactly that. I wanted.
Nope, you're good. I didn't mean to get my foot stuck inside of the thing that I was fighting. That doesn't usually happen.
While that was happening, Sly, I'm assuming you're going to help our new friend.
4.
Can both?
Yes,
Zoraius and Sly roll initiative.
Oh!
Already.
What?
That is a 9.
9
It's 24.
for Zoraius. Okay. What did you get, Fable? I'm sorry, Sly?
I don't. A 24.
24. Okay. And the undead have the same initiative as our new friend. So, Sly, what you see is our new friend gets pushed back, and this door gets smashed open as 2 zombies come shambling in. What would you like to do?
I think I immediately. Oh God, this is all so new to me. I think I immediately. This is kind of like reactionary. I poof a card that I had already had stacked on top. So when I walked up shuffling them earlier, I thought they'd let us in. So I was ready to like walk in and start fighting zombies. So on top is my my spell I haven't used yet. So it's a new card that I'm testing out. Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Yeah. So they need to make deck saves, please.
Got it. Let's see. Both of these guys have amazing decks. It's actually really good. It's a -2. So that's a 12.
Nope,
and
doesn't pass.
a 13.
No, neither pass. Oh wait, beats it. The 13 is the dex.
Okay.
But you are going to. Oh no, you don't take half damage. No. So it's just the one. So
Wait, you said Sacred Flame?
I believe I
Yeah.
can only target one. That's okay. You do target one of them, and it did fail.
oh, okay.
I thought is it different if it's a evo? I guess it's different saves depending on class.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, depending on class.
Great.
absolutely.
How much
Thanks.
damage was that? 6?
That is 6 damage. 6 radiant damage.
Okay. This one gets burned for 6. They are approaching your new friend, and they are going to both make attacks on them.
No.
Yes.
I do my bonus action.
What's your bonus action?
I stop them. I'm gonna stab. I'm going to.
Cease and desist.
I forgot. Stop them is on your character sheet. Yes. I should have forgot you had that ability.
My favorite action to use.
I love
Cast
stop them.
command.
Sorry, bonus action.
I'm gonna
Bonus
use
Use the
my
help action on stop
rapier.
them.
Now that they've kind of converged, I'm going to use my rapier, so I might be able to get sneak attack damage on this.
You
hit
have an ally within 5 feet.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay,
maybe
great.
an ally.
So I'm
We've just
gonna
met this
try
guy.
and-
So
Yeah, let's not jump to conclusions
Dice
here.
don't lie.
That's a 19 to hit,
roll
and
damage.
then that would be 9 points of damage.
Okay.
But that's not including the sneak attack. But
Roll
I
the
don't think
sneak
I
attack.
need it, so I'm just okay. Here it comes.
You probably have to have this thing dead, but That is literally
that's
just enough.
7.
You stab this thing, and it's like still moving towards the end of your rapier. So you're like, ah! And you have to like jab it all the way in, and then like wiggle it until its head gets severed, and it falls off and dies.
I do think that it's like stuck in between 2 ribs, and I'm like dangling off the edge of my own rapier, like kicking, and I shout back behind me, "Do something, new guy!"
I love the energy. Just give me one moment, please. I'm being charged.
Okay, what are you doing?
It's my turn. Okay, cool. I'm going to swing twice with my flail.
Okay. The undead has their turn on the same as yours, so I will roll for them as well. That rolled a 2.
All right,
so you're probably fine.
All right, the first one is a 15 to hit.
15 does hit.
And the second one is a 16 to hit.
Those hit.
So first is going to be 13 bludgeoning damage, and then the second is going to be 11 bludgeoning damage.
Jesus, yeah. You swing once and then bring it back down and just crack this thing's head in as it falls dead, and you guys shut the door again, leaving you all out of combat.
I was trying to tell them no solicitors, but I don't think they really understood me very well.
Okay.
Solicitor.
You're making jokes. That's great. Hi, like I was saying at the window before I face planted into the cement, I'm Sly. Please meet my friends and introduce us to yours. This is a good day, a good morning.
My name is Zoraius. It's nice to meet all of you.
Solicitor, Fable. Solicitor means as they cast mending on your like nice yellow, white like tights and the wrappings around that got burnt off. What does that mean?
Solicitors are people who want something from you.
They want something from me. Oh goodness. Hi. It's nice to meet you. I am Una, and I would not like something that you want. Did I say that right?
No, I'm Fable.
Nice to meet all of you. Fable, Una, Sly,
and this is
Aaren.
I'll do the same thing on the other side. No emote.
Yeah, so what are you all doing in a zombie-infested church?
Well, I was here mourning an old friend of mine, using the grounds as their intended purpose, unlike our unwelcomed visitors of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no one's gonna ask me my name then.
I literally was like, so the...
No, that's fine. Yeah, no, I don't have horns, I guess, so fuck me, right?
I don't have horns either.
Help up, friend.
Yeah,
Aaren,
thanks.
hold that.
Yeah. What is your name?
Byron
we are not
Castbreaker.
solicitors.
At your service.
Hey.
It's a solid name. You here in mourning as well?
No. And they reveal a badge, and you see it is the symbol of the Crown Guard.
Oh! Wait, I still look like the prince!
Do you? Wait, do you though?
I forgot. I guess I would have dropped it, but I could. It lasts an hour.
All right. Look, that's ridiculous. So I'm gonna have you roll a flat d20, and if it's below a 5, yes, you still look like the prince.
If you think about it, it would make sense that I would just stay like the prince as long as possible, because
you guys also had to scout out this place though, and you went into combat.
In case we get, it's an 8.
It's an 8. You do not look like the prince, and thank God for that, because
well, that's fine.
The ways that could complicate our story would be immense.
I love to complicate a story.
Right.
Okay, then I that was just Megan gasping. That was not Fable gasping.
Well, I'm surprised to see the Crown's Guard here struggling when they didn't want to help in the first place.
I was sent in with a team for a special purpose. I'm assuming you've been sent here as support?
Yeah, they reluctantly decided to send us in.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to complete our mission, so...
Can we help?
That mission...
Mission, yes.
We're hunting a dangerous beast.
Right, we know this, right, Aaren? We know.
Question above the table.
Yeah.
Did I stumble into the church with this guy just by happens of like defending against zombies? How long have I been fighting or like holding out here with this man?
What you would have seen is as you were trying to find your way through the graveyard, you would have seen zombies approaching him and a squad of soldiers. And as they were fighting, there was a fireball that went off. And two of those soldiers died instantly. Another 3 were killed by zombies as their formation fell apart.
I have an above table question too, George.
Mm-hmm.
Just for my information. What is the deal with Fae in our city? Like, have I seen Fae? Do I know that a satyr is a Fae? Is that something I know? Or do I see this man that is part animal and I'm like, oh, he's just like me for real?
Roll a d20.
Even though
on a 20, you've seen a satyr before. It would be that rare. Like 5% chance you've ever seen one.
But I mean, I guess I would know, if I would know. Oh, I rolled a what?
No idea. You actually, I'm going to say with that, you are convinced that this is another subject of the Bone Collector.
Okay, cool. That's all. I just needed that information noted.
You rolled so poorly, it killed our map. I have to refresh it.
I'm sorry,
Wild.
Would I have... I feel like I would be more likely to have known about Fae than
Sure.
human dealings in that
Sure,
regard.
go for it. Give me a roll.
I guess, I don't know if it would be religion or
It would
history.
be Arcana, probably.
Sure. A 12.
12. You've heard of satyrs as an elf. You have like an innate connection with the Fae. As a sea elf, though, you don't usually do many dealings with them. At least, definitely not satyrs. Satyrs don't really go underwater very much. But your people would know of them when you're in the forest of Prenwood. You would have known. You would have seen like records on them and stuff like that. But yeah, they are pretty rare.
And I would, more importantly for Una's knowledge, I would know the capabilities, and this is my hope above game for Una, because it's silly. I would hope I would know the benefit to having legs of a satyr.
You
like how, for example, sea elves can swim very fast. Satyrs on land can do something very more fast than like a human would or something like that. For example.
know that they have a nasty headbutt. If they decide to headbutt you, you really must have upset one. Because usually what they prefer to do is drink.
Yeah.
But if they headbutt you, you're gonna have a bad time.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
I don't know where we left off on the above game question.
Yeah.
But...
Right. So, what all were you supposed to be chasing?
The beast. You got the report, didn't you?
No, we're technically not here. We're last minute additions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Were you sent by the king?
I'll tap
General
Fable
sense.
on the shoulder. Go.
We work with the prince often.
But you weren't sent by the king then.
Well,
we
sir, I think it's
By
important
proxy.
to look at the facts here. They just saved us from quite an interesting predicament. I think regardless of who they were sent by, we should be thankful that they're here regardless.
Oh, no, I'm thankful at all. But if you weren't sent by the king, I can't tell you anything more about our mission.
I think we were sent by the king,
Make...
right?
Are-
Turns to Fable.
Fable, give me... If you want... Fable, if you would like to try to lie, you may do so, but it will be at disadvantage.
Yeah, I'll say. I guess I was trying to avoid making the prince complicit, but if we're going with the king sent us lie, then I'll be like, sure, because then it could have been anyone. So deception at disadvantage.
Yeah.
You got this.
Okay. Disadvantage. Oh, it only rolled 1. 21.
21, okay.
Or a 19.
Look,
Nice.
unless you have a writ from the king in orders, I can see. Again, I shouldn't even be talking to you. I've already said too much.
Okay, let's do it this way. You can tell us at least a little bit of the capabilities of what we're after. Because unless you're going to divulge the information that we need to know what we're about to combat, you're going to end up, I guess, a corpse on the ground. Because you weren't doing too well before we arrived. I can't imagine you're going to do too well after if we don't know what we're up against.
And also I burned the letter with my lightning bolt outside. And that's why the
Yes, I
door
was carrying it in
open.
my sock.
Right. So that's because why we don't have you. Yes, there was a lot of
Aaren steps out.
turmoil outside.
Aaren steps out the front door.
Aaren just leaves. The dwarf look. What I can tell you is this: what we're hunting, what we were hunting.
Aaren,
I can hear.
we're hearing.
It was mainly.
okay.
I don't think it's a danger to any of us.
Would you mind elaborating on that, friend?
I can't say much, but what I know is that it was made for a very specific purpose, and it doesn't have anything to do with us, so we should be fine.
Listen. What's a little bit of gold to loosen some lips? And I hold up 5 coins.
Make a persuasion check.
That is a 16.
Hey, you're gonna have to do better than that. Look, how about this? I can't tell you more about what I was hunting, but I can tell you about what I think is causing all these zombies. There's a spirit
Do
out there.
tell.
Sure.
Pretty sure I saw it casting runes to raise things undead back to life. Now, normally, that's not possible because of the undead wards that are in the cemetery. But for whatever reason, those are broken, and that thing was able to rise up from the dead and is bringing all his friends with him. Now, we've killed that bastard. That should at least slow down the undead, if not put them out for good. And if we turn on the undead wards, well, that's going to pretty much solve all of our problems. Except for the thing I was hunting. But that's not important.
At that point, I would like to turn to Sly. Una turns to Sly, and you're going to see Una get on one, get on one knee and say, "What would you like to do, Seer?"
I think just kind of like absent-mindedly as she's been listening to this conversation, she's just been like letting the cards stack and shuffle in her hands. And She looks at this crown guard, Ironcaster. Is that what you said his name is? Last name?
Yeah.
And in his mind, because they still are psychically linked, Sly will say, "You don't have to say it out loud, but I don't want any more of your men to die with something that I can easily handle today." And she's lying. She's not very reliable with her talent yet, but she's trying to convince him to tell her more about what they need to know, because she knows it can be a secret. "I won't tell anyone. Please save my life. If I don't know what you know, I'm gonna walk into a death trap. Will you help me?" And that's all in here.
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
Oh, geez. I'm not good at persuasion.
And while you're doing that, ever since Una called you the Seer, some of you may have noticed that Zoraius is just stealing more glances towards Sly.
And I think I'm... Okay, so I got an 11. And what I think I'm going to do, if I may, and if not, no big deal. I would like to, while I am talking to him in his mind, I am playing with those cards still, and I want one to light up, and I want to just kind of let it disintegrate in my fingers, and I want to cast guidance on myself to add a d4 to this.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
Hells yeah. D4. That's a 3. Okay, so that's a 14 now.
He lets out a long sigh. Look, I don't know the political machinations of what's going on here, but if you want my honest advice, and he looks at you, Sly, and then he looks at Aaren, I would get her as far away from here as possible. There's a hatch under this place. I was hoping to get into it if I could get the undead off me, but it should lead us right to the Temple of Luck outside.
A hatch in here?
Yeah. It leads straight to the Lux Reach, the temple outside the cemetery. Aaren, at this time, as he explains that, you realize the prince was trying to give you a hint that if you went to the Temple of Luck, you could have probably gotten in, but you're connecting it.
It's valuable information behind the dice roll. There's nothing I could have done.
I turn back to Una because Una's right in front of me, and I put the deck back in its holster and lock it on my hip, and I go, "I would like to go put the spirit to rest if we can, and to card if we cannot."
Let's, of course, Seer. And they stand up, and they go over to Aaren, and they say, "Aaren?
Yeah.
Our Seer has a task.
Let's go.
Shouldn't we see it done?"
Let's go. Aaren walks out, wargs into his owl, and starts doing a perception check to just try to see if he can see any runes that remain or any congregation of undead or anything that sticks out in general, I guess, in the general landscape.
Give me
And
one
before we
moment.
leave, I do wanna talk to Zoraius as well before we leave this area, because I'm gonna invite him to come along, but I have a special way I want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. You go ahead and set this up. Give me one moment. You let me just make sure that's working. By the way, we have your owl familiar. Huzzah!
Oh,
It looks like that.
oh, he's on your shoulder.
Oh my
nice.
goodness!
So,
Its little wings somehow.
I love
yeah,
it.
and they have little tints of purple on them. Thank you, Android Grace, for making that for us.
Thank you,
Your
Android
owl
Grace.
flies
Thank you,
out,
Grace.
and you
You're
kind of
great,
get a
Grace.
view of the graveyard. There are more undead being risen every moment, and you do see that there is a skeleton here covered in arcane runes, and it looks like it's sort of like orchestrating, sort of like Mickey Mouse and like in like Fantasia, just like
Not
like
Fantasia.
raising undead left and right as these runes.
I can hear the music.
From the looks of it, what the dwarf's saying makes sense. This thing, from what you're seeing, it looks like it's controlling everything. This lines up with what the dwarf was telling you.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of speaking and relaying the information of what I see. I'm just like, ghosts, rune master,
Look,
more undead coming.
I wouldn't. You could deal with that guy if you want. What really needs to happen is we need to turn on the undead wards. Wherever they are, something must have gone wrong with them, but if we turn those back on, this all goes away. If you're gonna help, turn those back on, and again, get the hell out of here.
Can I make a perception check for any of the wards?
Yeah, you
'Cause I didn't
look,
make a
you don't
check
see
yet.
anything like that,
Okay.
but you're not sure where those might be. Maybe this guy has more information, or maybe there's other ways you guys can find out.
Yeah. I saw something in the art that I'm interested in. There's a thing on Zoraius. On your, I don't know what it is. It's glowing
The
green.
biceps you're talking about? Oh no.
The glowing biceps.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, the glowing biceps,
what is that?
of course.
On the glowing thing? That is my flail.
GM, is that Seer's? Can I ask you a question?
Is that Seer green?
Is that Seer's green?
You can roll an Arcana or Insight.
Okay. That's the 26. Insight.
Oh my! The Seer, everybody.
There is something familiar about it, but this doesn't fit into anything you know. The only thing you can think is that flail might have been this is just based on your wildest guesses, but that flail might have been something that the Seer created, like she created Lucian. It needed to serve a task, and now it's here.
Yeah. I am not looking at Zoraius. I'm watching Aaren and watching him warg. But I am talking to you in your mind, Zoraius, and I go, you know of the Seer.
I do.
What do you know of the Seer?
I know that they are on a great mission to, I suppose, stop something. Perhaps you can educate me.
I don't think I'm in the position to educate anybody, but hi, standing Seer. We're gonna go kill some zombies. Want to tag along?
I would be honored to, absolutely.
Can I ask why?
Well, I've heard multiple people refer to you as Seer today. So honestly, I'm just kind of interested to see how well you operate.
Okay, prepared to be... I look around at like Aaren warging and muttering to himself in the corner, and like Fable like bone shards out of her sock, and like the singed radiant damage from our own party, and Una who's dripping wet like over in the corner. And I go, just prepare, just prepare, and you were really handy with that skeleton back there. So keep in mind, it's kind of sink or swim, but I'll do my best to make sure you don't die a terrible death.
I appreciate that. Let's clear these grounds and make these lands a bit more accommodable to those mourning.
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry your morning time was interrupted by something like this.
I appreciate that.
And she's just going to kind of walk off because she wasn't looking at you. So she's just going to walk off towards Aaren while he is warging to try and get these last details from him if there's anything new coming in.
So, what it looks like is that we have an unlimited army of undead being constantly resurrected, with the spirit in the graveyard, with rune magic being the one in control. Now, where these wards, where our unhelpful dwarf is informing us about, I do not know. Visibly, I cannot see them from the sky. If we could try taking a look around, try to find some notes, or if someone else wants to try talking to the dwarf, I highly recommend they do it, not me, because
I can still hear you. It's a small church.
Oh, good. Small man, too. Thank you so much. This is wonderful input.
All right. That's not called for. Not called
really
for. And rude.
If I may, Una...
Aaron's starting to walk, but you know what else is rude?
Yeah, actually, Una's backing you up on this.
Yeah.
Aaren.
What else
Aaren,
is rude is
you're gonna hear
dragging your scales across the carpet like that.
And I'll be dragging my fist across the goddamn teeth.
Aaren!
I'm going to cast Calm Emotions.
Yes, please.
Una, I'm sorry. I was interrupting you. That's all happening. What are you doing while that's happening?
Well, I quickly wanted to say thank you so much to Fable for helping me lie, and like, ooh, it's so nice to feels free to, try something new out. People do this often, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
You helped us tremendously. Thank you. Now, I have another problem that I need to make happen. I'll be right back. And they will walk.
Make?
Go ahead.
No, she's just like.
Yeah, make.
Wait, yeah. Make a problem?
And you see them beeline for Aaren while this is happening, while they're talking to the dwarf, and then they will say, in the ear of Aaren, Aaren, you're gonna hear this. Yes, this is the person that's stopping the Seer from doing what she wants. Yes, we are their last bastion, and now we have to support what the Seer wants. Now that we need to make this happen. We don't need to waste time on wards. We need to get the Seer her card. You know that. I know that.
Yeah. All right.
Don't waste time on this dwarf. Don't waste time on the ward.
Let's go.
Let's go. Kind of like riling them up while this is happening. So I would say that's helpful call for push for Aaren.
Just throw a nod towards Aaren.
Oh my god, no.
Are you guys just all exiting?
Sly looks at Fable. I think Sly looks at Fable and goes, so that was bad?
Listen, honey, sometimes when the adrenaline gets going, they just get a little more unreasonable. I'm just gonna chalk it up to that.
No.
I mean, it's fine. They'll figure it out. I think we just need to walk it off.
And then in your head, Zoraius, at the same time.
Yeah, I guess Zoraius just hears this.
Well, I'm making him hear this, and I'm keeping it away from the dwarf, but giving it to you. And I go, they want to forget about the wards. I think the wards are more important. Go with who you want, but I don't think they're going to be very helpful when it comes to taking down the wards unless we are very convincing, and I don't know how much time we have. You, both of you, much more convincing than I can be.
On the way out, I'm going to take out 10 gold and offer it to the dwarf. I can tell you got a little riled up. Perhaps drink it off later and have a good day today.
Yeah, you too. He takes the gold. And just kind of raises an eyebrow at the group. He's like following along with what you guys are doing. What are you guys doing?
Aaren is Blade Ward, jump spell, stretching.
Can't forget the jump spell.
Can't forget the jump spell.
Guidance on Aaren, and making sure that there's going to be enough support for them as they kind of like, as we walk out of the church, kind of just putting, like, expanding, if I may, the water, the umbrella type thing that I'm kind of like keeping the water at bay. If I could roll another time, I would like to widen that to show my like resolve towards what I'm trying to do. Just to see how big of a block that I can. What?
How big of a what you're trying to make?
I'm trying to stop the water from falling on us. I would like to make that bigger.
Okay. Yes. You are able to make a decent cone to kind of stop that. In fact, give me one moment. I can do something for that. So yes, you end up making a ward like yay big. One moment. There we go. You end up making a ward like that that's able to stop the rain.
I go up to Aaren.
Let me guess, you're going to try to go for the wards?
I just wanted to see how you're doing. How are you doing?
Listen, we gotta, if you're gonna look for the wards, find them. Some of us are gonna have to keep these zombies at bay. If they keep getting resurrected, we're gonna need that ward. Regardless, we're gonna have to try and take out that main rune caster. Is he one of your cards?
I put my hands on either side of your face. Aaren? Are you okay?
I'm gonna let water through on their spot.
On Aaren and Sly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Kind of like just trying to shock them out of the you know, the thinking of that's happening.
Yeah.
Can I make a deception check versus an insight check on myself?
Sure. You want to self-deceive yourself?
I want to try to deceive myself into thinking I'm okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
That's wild, dude. Right. That's awesome.
I got the insight.
Whole family is
10, a nice even 10. Keep it exciting. With the deception.
I'm on high deception.
No deception.
High deception.
Oh, 16.
Listen, we don't have time. We gotta stay focused, okay?
Will we talk
Thanks
later?
for checking on me, but sure, but we gotta focus.
Do you promise? And she puts her finger so close to your face, you have to go cross-eyed.
He snaps his fingers, the sword disappears. Pinky promises, snaps his fingers, the sword reappears.
Okay, as long as he put the sword up for a second, He's still Aaren. I'm coming back for you, buddy. Okay. Then yeah, she is going to go for the wards, and she makes that known via mental link to Fable and to Zoraius, and we'll let them choose if they want to deal with the zombie.
Oh, I'm coming with you.
Aaren, the
I'll
last
stick
thing you
close.
asked was, is this guy with the runes in one of your cards, Sly? And then Sly beelines it for the wards. Which, Sly, do you know where the wards are?
I didn't beeline it for the wards.
Oh, I thought you said...
I just said, like, that's like, I've solidified my plans.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna go for the
You said, I'm
wards
going for the ward,
yeah.
and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, that was like my deciding moment if I was gonna go with Aaren or go for the wards, and now I know I'm going for the wards.
Got it.
I would like to look through the cards to see if anything seems familiar like this, but it's gonna be kind of hard.
There is one card of a woman in a coffin, but
oh no,
you don't think that has anything to do with this?
Okay, good.
I mean, maybe roll an insight check.
Dang it. Oh, the shame. That's an 11.
That's an 11. Yeah, you don't think so. But there's a few cards you could maybe try on this guy and see maybe if you just don't recognize them.
No, I think that if I'm not certain, then I don't want to act on it, because every single time I've come in contact with a spirit, they have recognized me and I have recognized them. So I think it'll be a pretty good gut
You think
feeling,
you'll
and I
probably
wanna
find
trust
out
my
real
gut.
quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Then what's the plan? I'm assuming, by the way, that weather ward has come back over to them.
Yeah.
Aaren
is gonna.
Una, do you keep the dwarf in the ward as well?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Got it. All right. What's up, Aaren? Anyone else? What you doing?
Aaren is going to get into a runner stance.
Okay.
He's been working on a new fighting style, and he just gets down like almost on all fours in a runner stance, and is just ready to jump into the
So there is no.
I'm going to use augury to see if I can find the wards. I have a card for augury where I ask my grandma.
Well, you have to pick a place on where you think the wards might be.
Can I just say it on the map that I'm looking at?
Yeah.
And see if where Aaren is, that back wall in the shadow above it, like the one closest to, like, underneath you on the screen, this back wall. I'm gonna see if I should, if it seems positive, that it's all,
This
like,
back
in
wall?
that direction. Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Let's see.
I think I'm.
Oh yeah, you choose wheel, woe, and indifference, and it can give me like a general vibe.
You get the
Wheel,
feeling
woe.
like no, nothing's over there.
All right, we can cut out that 1/10 of the entire cemetery. I think that's what she's going to do. She's going to kind of like, and this may, really take some time, but she's going to start doing that intentionally, taking a few steps in one direction and then pulling out an augury card and concentrating for a few minutes.
Okay.
And going, and she might step out of the field of protection, but she's going to do that until she gets a positive. And then she'll alert Fable and Zoraius mentally that that's the direction the wards are.
Okay. As you're doing that, I think we will change gears here a little bit. One moment. You're doing that, and as Aaren, you're getting ready to jump into battle here. I would like to cut to earlier in our episode.
Oh no.
Oh
Ooh,
god.
I'm much happier. Hey. Hey. Today's gonna be a much better day than yesterday.
Oh no.
This is when you were talking to the prince.
Oh, hey, the prince is back.
So, other than that, I want to talk to you about this. And he hands you a file. And as you open it up, it is a dossier on essentially the perks and the compensation benefits of joining the Crown Guard.
Given a quick glance, what all does it say?
It essentially is offering you a position in the Crown Guard, and the prince sort of elaborates on it. With Lucian gone, we've lost our eyes and ears on the Seer. My father wants to appoint someone to chaperone you all around and give frequent reports, but I think this might be a better solution, don't you?
Well, you just gotta understand. I try to keep it cordial, but if I'm being frank, I do not have much love at all for royalty, Crown's Guard, lawmen, any of the sort, really. Because of my upbringing. And for the most part, y'all aren't really doing much for those down below. I think we'll do just fine without it.
Aaren, I ask you to work with us. If we don't do this, my father's likely to appoint someone to follow you all around, to badger you, and to provide whatever information that person seems fit to provide to my father and I. Don't you think it'd be better if you could decide what information we get?
Choices. The devil you know or the devil you don't, as they say.
Well, in this case, the devil you know would be you, I suppose.
No. You don't understand. We're always being watched. And that's just something we have to account for. Whether it's you, the Prenwood, the spirits, she's always under watch. The problem is that your help comes with politics.
I don't disagree with you.
How about this? If you can figure out what the Prenwood are after for following us and tracking us, which we know that they are, I might consider your offer.
I can give you several explanations for why they're after you. None of them are certain, but what I can tell you is that they would be heavily invested. The Seer ended the war between us and them, but she did favor us. She spent most of her time keeping us safe.
Mm-hmm.
They might be worried that a new Seer will shift the balance further towards us. They might show favoritism towards us. Not something I would ask of you, of course. I would like to keep both of our realms safe.
All right.
Why do you think they're watching you?
I give up from the slums. I know what it's like to be watched. Watch around every corner. All you need to know is that I know.
Roll a deception check. And this isn't a hard deception check because you're not outright lying. You're more like lying through omission.
Yeah. Come on, -1, don't fail me, motherfucker. That's a 3.
They put their head down. Aaren, I had a good relationship with Lucian. He trusted me. I don't think I've done anything to break that trust with you, have I?
You haven't done anything to break the trust, but you need to earn it, if I'm being honest. We've worked together, sure. But when it comes down between picking us or politics, we have no guarantees. That's the problem. Whether it's you or the Prenwood, everyone has an angle, everyone has secrets. And all caught in the middle of it is Sly. Now,
Then, please maybe consider this an olive branch. My father, he was very keen on Sly and you not going into this graveyard. I don't know why. I don't know what reason he would have to care. He spends most of his time hosting guests and planning parties. Until recently. So you see, I'm not just asking for your help to please him. I'm asking you because I might need your help with him as well.
well, if you ever need the services of upscale defenses, you know exactly where to find me. As I open the door, if we are to consider your offer, you will receive a missive from the Seer herself. It's her choice, not mine. And I'll close the door.
That's what's racing through Aaron's head as he's preparing to leap into this graveyard and fight these zombies. That is also where we will take our break, and we will end this episode. We will be back next week for more as we find out what's causing this rise in undead and what it is that is in this graveyard that is so important to keep away from the Seer.
What's the beast? What's the beast?
Puppy!
It's a friend.
I think it's a puppy. Yeah,
It's just range.
Yeah, like a little blink
Yeah.
dog or something.
It's another familiar, and
They
knew
know
she
I'd
would
be
love
too
it.
powerful if I had a
hate
pet
to see
right
this dear
doors.
Yeah.
You'll have to wait and see until next week.
Till next week.
Next week we'll be back at the same time on Wednesday, and we will also we're also going to be here this Sunday at 11 a.m. for the first episode of our Fandelver campaign, Defenders of Fandelver. Amazing intro we have to show off for that. Tons of brand new art and a whole new storyline with whole new characters and new players you haven't met. But then we will be back next Wednesday for this game. And yeah, guys, this is just the beginning of Season 2. I also have something to admit to you guys. We did not get nearly as far as I hoped we would. And that's okay. But that also means that I did not get to show you some really amazing art that we got. So you guys know how you have ultimates.
Dude. When's the fortune?
You guys have ultimates,
yes.
and when people donate, you can raise those bars next to everybody's names to get ultimates. They might need those ultimates next week. Those ultimates all now have brand new art associated with them that looks absolutely fire. Karis made them. They look amazing. So the only way you guys are going to see them, though, is if you guys unlock your alts. So...
Chat, I've never heard George call something fire. Please, chat.
I really never have.
Wait.
But like these are
also
real good.
Okay, so we got.
Is there a coincidence that you say fire and that you have a bar too, and that there's ultimates?
There's George. There's George art.
There's no George ultimate art, unfortunately. No,
Okay,
I didn't
Great
get it.
news.
I will ask.
Can I roll an insight check on the team?
But yeah, that's all for us. We'll be back next week. Thank you guys for tuning in. And yeah, check us out on Sunday. we will be here with our new campaign. And Mozzarella is in the chat, and they will be in that game as well. Oathbreaker will be there as well.
Yeah.
Which I'm so excited.
Catch them while they have joy.
Oathbreaker and Mozzarella
Catch them
have
before all their joy is
so
gone.
much baggage going into this campaign.
I love that.
I love baggage.
I don't want
That's
to
the
get
way to do it.
but I know
That's all we need to know.
Yeah, that's all you need
That's all
to know.
we need to know.
Drama.
Sold.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back on Sunday, and we'll be back next week, hopefully with less audio issues and lots more fun times to be had. Thank you guys, and have a good night. And let's see.
Night, guys.
And then
We did it.
For biceps.
Here's how it starts. Unsure what you'll find. It could tear you apart. You take a leap of chance. You break your mother's oath now. Macabre is the dance. And set free all the ghosts. Will a card save us here? Will it spell out our dooms? Only one thing is clear. We face fears and fortunes. Fears and fortunes, the cards don't ever lie. There's only 14 ghosts, but a million ways to die.